Now to some sad news about a man who has been an icon, really, in downtown Buffalo for a few decades. Allentown's bubble man, Chuck Incorvaia, passed away last night at the age of 75.
It's hard to believe someone who brought so much joy to Buffalonians for years is gone, but we're also learning a lot more about Chuck than some of us even knew before. 2 on Your Side's Danielle Church shows us who he was, both with and beyond the bubbles.
There isn't a bond quite like the one between siblings.
We talked on the phone quite often. I tried to make sure that he had everything that he needed at all times.
The only time Jim and Chuck Incorvaia were separated was by 1 floor. Jim's business is on the bottom of 194 Allen Street and Chuck's apartment on the top left. It became his home 25 years ago, and 5 years later, where he put a fan in the window and grabbed a wand.
Grew crowds of children because there was that children's playhouse across the street, and they'd come outside and all be chanting bubbles, bubbles, bubbles. And he started doing it more and more, and it just became a legend.
A legend that all started
Just to make himself feel better, actually.
while passersby could see all the magic anytime at the corner of Elmwood and Allen.
He was doing it 7 days a week, 365 days a year, 5 or 6 times a day.
Chuck shared his life and memories with his Allentown family, like Intersection Cafe owner Heidi Jones.
He would tell really good stories about when he got put in the brig when he was in the Navy for coming back to the ship drunk. Told stories about being a mechanic and, about his kid. And so, like having an older uncle or grandpa around.
No matter what side of Chuck people knew,
He's my brother. I'm going to miss everything about him.
nothing can replace the man
It has a serious joy deficit.
who once filled a section of Allentown with hope. So if there's one thing we can all learn from Chuck,
You wouldn't believe how it affects other people, just doing a simple thing like that.
maybe it's that in this one life,
He's the absolute bubble man who brought a lot of cheer to a lot of people, young and old.
we should all leave a legacy of making others feel better too.
So I'm sure a lot of you are asking what's going to happen now at the corner of Elmwood and Allen. Jim says he's getting a few requests from local artists. One of them even suggested having a button on the corner so you can push it and then bubbles will come out. But Jim hasn't made any decisions yet. And of course, nothing will ever replace Chuck. Reporting in the studio, Danielle Church, Channel 2 News.